And that's when I realized giving back isn't about how much you have, but about the intention behind it. And that moment really shaped how I see life and inspired me to want to give back.
Welcome to Actualizing Success. In this podcast series, our in-house advisors discuss today's finance and technology topics with an emphasis on solutions that embrace tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Kerry, Wekelo, COO of Actualize Consulting. I have always had a passion for giving back. When starting with Actualize over 20 years ago, I knew I wanted to have giving back as a part of our culture. At Actualize, our strategy is hands-on giving, so we can personally share our gifts with others. Over the years, we have given a personal touch from volunteering to provide meals to those less fortunate, conducting drives over the holidays to provide gifts to those in need. We've even supported animal shelters and so much more. Today, I have Nubia Leal, who leads our internal team in Mexico. When starting with Actualize, she said she wanted to ensure Actualize was giving back in Mexico, as we have all over the world. And she has definitely exceeded my expectations. Welcome, Nubia.
Hi, Kerry. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm thrilled to be joining you today to talk about the power of giving back and to share a bit about Actualize's inspiring culture of giving. So let's get started.
Okay. So what does giving back mean to you?
Well, that's such a great question, Kerry. Like for me, giving back is really personal. I've always been someone who loves to support others, but I think it also comes from my own experiences growing up. When I was younger, my family was part of a Christian community, and around Christmas, we would receive these boxes from organizations abroad. They weren't anything huge, just simple things like pencils, books, small toys. But I remember they meant a lot to us, and that showed me how even the smallest gesture can have such a big impact. And that's when I realized giving back isn't about how much you have, but about the intention behind it. And that moment really shaped how I see life and inspired me to want to give back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I love the power of any type of giving back, because it definitely will make a difference for sure.
Yes.
So I guess for me, like when I'm giving back personally, it's something that I go to if I'm feeling down or I just need to lift my spirits. Recently, after my father passed away, I really missed him, and I decided to volunteer with hospice patients, which has been inspiring me on every single one of my visits. And now I'm building in time to kind of go and visit others in the assisted living facility, because you just see the people needing more support, and just a little short conversation can make somebody's day. And so for me personally, not only do I like giving back at Actualize, but it helps make a difference in my own personal mentality and attitude, because when you kind of see how fortunate you are, it really makes your day go a lot better, right? Because you have so much more to be thankful for. So can you recall a time when, giving back made a noticeable difference in your life or someone else's?
Yeah, I think that for me is, first of all, I love that. And I can relate completely on what you're saying. And turning something difficult into fuel the way you did and using it to give back doesn't just lift the spirit, it creates also a real connection. And I always remember my younger siblings' faces lighting up when they got those boxes. And it wasn't just about the gifts, but the feeling of being seen and cared for. So hearing your story, Kerry, reminds me of that same magic, how supporting others can light up hearts all around. And giving back made a difference in my siblings' life, but it also made a difference in mine because it shaped who I am and what I believe in today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do you believe individuals and companies have a responsibility to give back to their communities?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Absolutely. I believe giving back should be part of every company, no matter how big or small they are. Communities are the ones that make it possible for business to grow and thrive. So it just feels right that companies also find ways to support and uplift those same communities. I also think social responsibility is more than just a nice add-on, it's essential. When companies commit to giving back, they are not only creating positive impact outside their walls, they are also shaping a culture of empathy and purpose inside. So yeah, this is very important for us to promote inside and outside our company.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, it's been something that has been part of our culture from the very, very beginning, and always get such positive feedback from people when they are giving back, just like the experiences we've had. It's pretty universal. You always feel good when you're giving back to others.
Yes.
So, with your experience, how can a company's culture empower even small teams to make a real impact? And just like I started to do in the U.S. when we first started and we were small, and then in Mexico now, you guys are your team is growing, but you still are small and mighty in the impact that you give. But how have you made that possible?
Yes, you are so right. We are a small team, and I have to say that Actualize changed my understanding about what it means to give back. Before joining, I believe social responsibility and volunteering were something that only big organizations could take on. And when we started in Mexico, from day one, I saw how the culture supported our values and empowered our group to play a meaningful role in giving back. And I've seen from myself how that not only helps to the community, but also brings our team closer together. So it's a win-win for everyone in here.
Thanks, Nubia. I mean, I really agree how it brings your team together. And, with our strategy to actualize it and to make it more personal, one of my favorite things that we do is over the holidays, where we have an ELF program, and pretty much anybody in the organization can decide to contribute. We had multiple people in the U.S. doing different drives. We even helped animals during one of the drives. One of our people wanted to help cats, which we definitely supported, as we supported some of the things that you do in Latin America with animals as well. But over the holidays last year, we also in the UK, we helped a soup kitchen. And then in Canada and Mexico and the US, we also focused on children in need. My next question to you is, I know you touched on this a little bit before, but how has giving back really contributed to the sense of your community in the Mexico office?
Well, Kerry, giving back has had a huge impact on our Mexico team. I believe that when you put your heart in it, people naturally want to join in. And that's exactly what I've seen at Actualize. We have been very fortunate that everyone shares the same values from the beginning. And I think that you saw that in the global company, but also in the Mexico office. So they put a lot of effort to make each initiative meaningful. And something really powerful is listening to what our team cares about and letting them help shape the causes we support. In fact, after our last activity at a dog shelter, many people shared that these moments don't just make them feel connected to a cause they love, they also make them feel more connected to each other. And since we work remotely, having these opportunities outside of normal work hours help us improve our relationship and keep our culture alive. So I love that Actualize promotes that all the time.
Yeah, and thank you for always making it a big part of our team and really showing an example. I'm hoping some of the other teams can have even more of a regular giving back as you do, but I can tell how passionate you are and the team. So how would you say to start a meaningful giving back program in a team or an organization for those that are listening?
Yeah, this is something that I've been thinking during the weekend, and I think that the best way to start a meaningful giving back program is just to start small. Listen to what your team cares about and what they will be excited to support. Then take the next step, reach out to communities or organizations that can help make it happen. You don't need to be a big organization to have huge resources to start. What really matters is the intention to begin. Once you take the first step, things naturally start to grow and momentum builds from there. So I will say that you go for it when you start this process.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, one of the organizations that we support in our Virginia office is called Cornerstones, and they actually had a different name when we started volunteering with them, probably about 15 years ago. And and once you start with an organization, there's just always so many more opportunities, and they'll continue to, ask your organization for maybe special needs, and especially if they know you like to do hands-on giving. I mean, one time there was a local shelter, and they had an influx of people. The shelter only holds 12 families, but they had all brand new people, and they didn't have enough supplies. So we ended up doing a bedding drive really quickly to help get those 12 families the appropriate bedding and like pajamas that they needed. So that was, just a really nice way to get back to the community. But I love that they reached back out to us. So agreed. Start small, get a few organizations that you want to be a part of, and, go from there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, I guess so. What are your plans for the holiday season that are coming up, and then next year for Actualize in Mexico?
Yeah, well, this is something that I'm really excited about because we have, at least for the holidays, we are teaming up with a wonderful organization in Mexico that helps children facing cancer get the care they need. And this holiday season, I really hope to take our elves to the charity and show what Actualizes giving back spirit is all about. And this spirit should represent the action and heart that everyone could do and can take to this charity. So yeah, this is something that I would love to do. And well, you will know very, very soon the other plans for the next year.
Okay, great. So one last question for you. What would the world look like if everybody made a commitment to give back in some way?
I think the world will look very different if we all made a commitment to give back, even in small ways. I would love to see more companies creating their own giving back programs within their communities because that could spark such a powerful collective impact. And as individuals, we can start small by helping someone or supporting something we care about. Those little acts of kindness grow, and the ripple effect could be incredible if everyone did the same. So I truly hope to see more people jumping in, not only inside our organization, but also globally. What do you think, Kerry?
No, I absolutely agree with that. And, I think it's something, even if you're a part of a bigger organization, you could still have your immediate team do something to give back. And then on a personal perspective, what can you do? I always like to ask people, what could you do today to make the world a better place? And it's even your community, right? I mean, me going and visiting my hospice, I call him my hospice buddy once a week. I mean, that just brightens his day. He tells me I'm welcome every day. I mean, I wish I could go visit him every day, but it's not a big lift for me to go and just talk to him about his life's experiences. So I guess I'll leave everybody with, what's one thing that you could do to make a difference in somebody's life upcoming. And you know what? You never know the impact and the ripple effect, as Nubia said, that may transpire in your communities and then hopefully it'll just continue to keep growing and growing.
Yeah. So thanks so much, Kerry.
Thanks, Nubia. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of Actualizing Success. Make sure to visit us online at www.actualizeconsulting.com, where you can explore our service offerings. Don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, or your preferred platform. If you've enjoyed what we talked about today, please consider leaving a review and following us on LinkedIn.